Yep. Yes, indeed. Good evening. Oh, well, shut the fuck up, actually. That would be an awkward Q&Asa, wouldn't it? Welcome, everybody, to Q&Asa, the fourth ever, third again, Q&Asa, where we're going to talk about stuff. Because there's stuff to talk about, maybe, or maybe there isn't. I don't know. But that's how this show goes. It is a big old conversation between yourselves, with me, and yourselves, and that's it, really. It goes back and forth and goes wherever it goes. I'm not going to run through the rest of how it works because you all know. You all know by now that we've done 3 previous episodes and got to this 4th one. Evening Replicant. Who else have we got? Island's obviously here, pretending this is a favourite show. You found a good subway in town with no screen. What? Craig, I didn't get the answer on who won in your bin competition. Are you here, tail between your legs, feeling defeated? Or did you hold out and win that little contest? You might have answered in Discord by now. I've been distracted and didn't see, but at the time that you mentioned it, you hadn't. What's going on in games this week? No, let's start like we normally do, actually. Let's talk about what we've been playing. I've actually played a couple of things this time. You won. Good job. Good job, you stubborn ass. Tell me more about what you've been playing. And then we'll go into you telling me what's happened in games this week, because I've got no freaking idea. I know the Game Awards is in a couple of days, or... you know, it's a very early Friday AM for us in the UK, so in a few days. Have you tried the no VR Half-Life? Why would anybody, apart from the people that are too scared of VR, to try it? I've only heard bad things about that, to be fair, Replicant. So there's Half-Life Alyx was obviously made entirely for VR, but there's a big audience of Half-Life fans that don't have VR. So it was modded to be played pancake mode, but very much not as a game designed to be played in that way. So I hear the pacing and combat are not much fun if you play it pancake, but, and I imagine actually because Half-Life Alyx, like in VR, has quite heavy constraints on your movement speed. You can launch it differently. You can go into your little launch parameters on Steam and make the move speed a lot faster, which I actually do when I'm playing it in VR because it's a bit boring otherwise on the treadmill to be at walking pace when you don't want to be at walking pace. But yeah, Alyx and OVR. Nah. Harry, you've been playing Clover Pit and Cyberpunk. Things that you like about Cyberpunk include the photo mode and the setting. The things you dislike are the shooting, mission structures, and almost every character. So, that's a positive. You held out this long thinking you'd hate Cyberpunk. We recommended it to you last week as a game to play. And now you're kind of partly enjoying it, apart from most of the characters and the shooting. Shooting can be good. You just need to find the right weapons, I guess. Or don't shoot, you know. Get up close and hug. Minecraft update today. It did. Mounts and some mayhem and mounts of mayhem and mayhem and mounts. Sounds scary. Probably shouldn't play it ever again. And he's possibly not got that far yet, Craig, but yeah, there are some decent characters in it and some shit ones, but you can say the same about the Witcher games. Like CD Projekt Red had strengths and weaknesses in their writing. You're changing the thumbnail to Minecraft. I mean, I can't stop you. Technically speaking, I could, but I'm not about to. Cyberpunk Netrunner with smart weapons is good fun. Smart weapons is in the ones that aim for you. The what was that other game that had a smart pistol? Titanfall had a smart pistol, didn't it? Very controversial for a multiplayer game, and yet there it was. It's much better than Witcher so far. You didn't enjoy Witcher 3 at all. Oh, you got the bad taste. I understand. So we need to recommend stuff that makes me sick. Got it. We'll bear that in mind for future recommendations. Does not like good games. That's fine. So what have you all been playing though? So Harry's answered, but who else has? Demon Hunter's playing Half-Life Alyx again, which is a fair shout. I, to my shame, haven't finished it yet. I hear it's not actually very long, so I probably got quite close to its conclusion, but stopped. And I should probably start from the beginning if I'm going to, but I've done it from the beginning like 6 times now. So maybe I will just do the end. Feeding Frenzy 2. So you don't like The Witcher 3 and you don't like Cyberpunk, but Feeding Frenzy 2, you're all over it. And then just shirking responsibility and blaming it on your 3-year-old. Replicant, thank you for continued membership. 25 months is a hell of a long time, so much appreciated. This is the week Half-Life 3. Thanks, Gaben. We shall see. Kind of don't want it to be at the Game Awards. That will be a disappointing venue for its reveal. But it's around 11 hours long. I have played it for, I don't know. There's no way of finding out. It's impossible to determine how long I've played it for. So, it will remain a mystery. It'll probably say like 4 minutes or something stupid like that. You'd love for them to make Half-Life 0 as a prequel just to troll everybody. See, I don't know Half-Life well enough to know if anything happened before the events of the first game. I imagine the prequel would just be like working in a lab, you know. Chronic, are you feeling better? Are you still just as bad as you were? I have been playing Expedition 33. I picked up again a couple of days ago. I was a bit hesitant because it's been like 3 months since I stopped playing it, and it's a good game that I was enjoying, and I stopped playing it. But I did decide to overcome that little hurdle and pick it up because it's one of multiple hurdles. The primary one being I've not been able to. I've been in the abstract really wanting to stream a lot, and if ever you talk to me when I'm doing this kind of thing or when I'm sitting in Discord, I say, oh, I really want to stream a lot. There's so many games I want to stream, and then when it comes down to actually doing it, something just gets in the way. So it stops me from doing it. But I decided I'm going to climb over that and play some Expedition 33, and actually it was pretty good. It was pretty fun to get back into. I'm still not massively enamored with the combat in that game. I'm definitely not enamored with the jumping puzzles that make up a part of it, so I'm not sure I'm going to do tons of side content, but I want to see the like the juicy stuff, the meaty stuff through. So I will play hard and get to the end. And the other game that I've been playing is Dark Souls 3 from 2016, I think, so not the freshest of fresh games, which I'm going to start again today. Again, some dispute over whether that's a good idea or a bad idea, but I said in Discord, so I started it, I streamed it last week on Monday, and I set up a Pyromancer as my class, thinking, yeah, I like hitting stuff with axes and setting stuff on fire. That's like my kind of character. But the opening of it was kind of boring with Fireball, and brought back memories of there's a particular section in Demon Souls where there's a boss who exists down some kind of pit, and as a magic user you just stand at the top of the pit and shoot until he's dead. And at that point in time I went, I shouldn't play, like, what people say about Souls games and magic is true. I shouldn't play magic because this is definitely not the way that this should be encountered and engaged with, and I felt like I was cheating myself, so I said I'm not going to do that. The next Souls game that I played was Elden Ring. Fun times that boss, but it wasn't fun times as a magic guy. I just stood at the top and went, oh, he's dead. Well. But Elden Ring, I went, right, I'm going to use a flail and be melee and, you know, play like an idiot. And it went pretty well. I got through Elden Ring having a nice time as a melee class, but I watched some of Tony's stream. Tony was very much a ranged class. I watched it thinking, you know, From have had so many of these Souls games now to refine the formula and get the hang of making magic similarly challenging. Different challenging maybe, but similarly balanced and like more intentional. And I watched Tony, and he was hiding behind pillars while his pet killed stuff and occasionally building up giant magic spells, and I thought, no, this is Demon Souls all over again. I'm going to stick with melee. So I started Dark Souls 3. The first boss and the first like side boss thing were completely trivialized by standing back shooting fireballs. And I went, right, I don't want fireballs, so I'm going to make a slashy character. And Replicant and Chronic have both said I should stick with the fireballs. Maybe you're right, maybe I should, but I don't want to. I want to get in and slash stuff. So roll and murder is my signature move. I'm going to roll and murder. So I will be making a new character after this and starting from the beginning. I'd only got like half an hour into the actual game. I'd barely done anything. Got out of the little tutorial area, did the first boss, died a few times to some idiots because I'm more of an idiot. You got your YouTube recap and it said this is your favourite show. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Come on now. That's silly. Yeah. that's what's going on with the games that I've played. We played Human Fall Flat as well. Craig, I'm sorry, Craig, to say this, but it was terrible. It's not a terrible game, but it was terrible. You put proof in Discord. Hang about. You weren't... Of course you were invited to Human Fall Flat. You know how it works. It's a community forum where we organise these things. And all that stuff on Discord. So, let me check what you put in there. Oh no, Demon Hunter's still playing Half-Life Alyx. That's a game. Oh no, I just put a horrific picture of the stream up. That's unfortunate. Right. This doesn't say any such thing. What you put in YouTube does not say this is your favourite show. There is zero evidence of that being the case. And I absolutely don't believe it. So, glad we've established that someone's telling porkies. You can roll and murder, but leave fireballs as an emergency. That's what you'd have done. Yeah, but then thing with that Chronic is then I'll always have this question hanging over on like, do I invest any of my souls or whatever the currency is in that game into being competent with magic, being capable? I don't want the split. I just want to focus on roll and murder. I don't like min-maxing in games, but some games kind of push you towards it, and I feel this one kind of pushes you towards it, so I want to slash. I've not I don't think I've ever dual wielded in any of them either, so like Demon's Souls and Elden Ring and stuff. I don't actually know the controls if you've got a weapon in your left hand. I don't know if you use the left trigger and bumper to swing it or if it stacks them all up on the right side. So lots to find out and figure out and see how it feels to play. And that's good. That makes it new and fresh and slightly different, which is what I want from it. Today I will find out. Maybe I will hate it. Maybe I will go back to... One of your dreams is to watch me play Half-Life Alyx in VR. That's... like... don't go to sleep if them's your dreams. But no, I will set to the plan. Broken record kind of thing, but the plan is to have the VR working on Thursday. The VR's pissing me off because every time I try and play it, something goes wrong. Hey, I wasn't miserable, Craig. I was pole vaulting across the world, having a lovely time. But the way that Human Fall Flat is structured is a little unfortunate because every time I did find anything fun to do, somebody else would just grab onto a windowsill and load the next checkpoint, and then it was game over. Onto the next boring section. So Human Fall Flat kind of sucked. It wasn't very much fun to get through. And when it did try and get good, so Tom was there as well. He can back me up. It sucked. You may throw your rice away. You may. But yeah, so Human Fall Flat, played that. It's what blasphemy? No, Tom, you did not have a good time. Don't tell me that you did. Come on. Come on. Amin didn't have a good time. He was the other one that was being all negative. In fact, he was more negative than me. He jumped into it complaining, refused to even customize his character because he hated the game so much. We got some choices for this week though, because we got that karting version of Ultimate Chicken Horse, right? I can't remember what animals are involved in that title, but that came out. That's on Game Pass, so that'll be easy for people to jump into. And we missed out on the Marvel Cosmic Invasion thing as well. So we've got choices available for this Friday's community games. So let's just cancel it and stay all bitter and lonely. Amin has poor taste. Yeah, I have also. Show them the thumb. I cannot show them the thumb. But it is a good one. So it's something for everybody to be excited about and look forward to. You can put your little figures back into Discord if you want. Oh, I guess I'm lying and I could. Wait there. Wait there. Oh, it's secret places though. Yeah. Drag. Right. Alright, just briefly. Okay. There's a thumb. It's a good thumb. It will get 1 million people to ignore it, but It deserves better. It deserves better than my stream because it's a good time. See them little figures? There's a Spider-Man and a Storm and a flamey guy, whatever he's called, you know. Animal, other animal. Looks like it could be good. I think one of them's a raccoon. Not the badgers. One of the Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Nope, I'm getting confused. One of the game title characters. Human Torch. Yes, Craig. That's the fella. Yeah. So tell me more about what you've been playing, because I've run through what I've played. I've spelt out exactly what they are, what I think of them. I haven't. There was no depth there, but I've only played like a couple of hours of Expedition 33, and including character creation, maybe a couple of hours of Dark Souls, but most of it was the character creation. Arc Raiders still, haven't you got bored of that and finished it? I know they've got snow coming for that game, and I like some weather, so I'm curious about the snow. Luke, you're trying to finish Absalom, but last run is doing your head in. I don't know the structure of that game. Is it a roguelike? That's disappointing. I thought it was more of a like game, you know, a Castle Crashers. I don't know what to... I can't remember what games follow more traditional structure. And you got Metro Prime 4. I remember you saying that the HDR passed muster. You were happy with it. What about the game itself? Is it good? Should I buy it? I'm not going to buy it right now, but... Tom, Outer Worlds, the first one, and Battlefield for you. Loads of originality. That's enough. A rogue 'em up, so a beat 'em up, but a roguelike structure. I don't like a roguelike structure, despite the game that I'm making being a roguelike structured kind of partly thing. Yeah, still the reason that I don't play many games at the moment, one of them is the streaming block. One of them is that when I do have time and opportunity to play games and plan to stream, whatever it is that stops me from doing it just makes me waste the evening instead of playing games. So that limits the amount that I've been getting done. That's a thing I mean to address and fix and do more. You need at least one Death Defiance for the final boss, as they insta-kill you at the start of the fight. Yeah, that's a good idea. I might use that one as well. That's okay. That's just like... what was the thing? What was the materia combination equivalent in Final Fantasy VII? It's like a use on death thing, and you could link it to either revive or to the Phoenix summon. And it was a fine mechanic there, so I can't criticize too hard now. You missed the 2 off of Outer Worlds, so you're playing the second one. Okay. You have to tell me if these are good, Tom, so I know how to prioritize what I'm going to play. Outer Worlds, I liked the first Outer Worlds, but Outer Worlds 2 is actually not that high on my list because I want to do plenty of other, even Obsidian games before I get to Outer Worlds 2. Because I do still want to do Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 before I do Avowed. And I know they, I think it did already come out, or it's coming out very soon. They were adding turn-based mode to Pillars of Eternity. And I don't want to play turn-based mode because I haven't played it in its original mode yet. So I want to do base Pillars of Eternity. Outer Worlds 2 bored you. That's because you were playing it like Arc Raiders. You were running up to random NPCs and saying, I'm going to be your friend. We're so friendly buddies. Let's go do friendly buddy things, and then shooting them. And they weren't getting angry. So you said, this is not satisfying anymore. I was tempted, Replicant, today, this afternoon. I was thinking I should start some World of Warcraft. It's just like a fleeting thought that comes and goes every now and again. I'm like, oh, World of Warcraft could be good. And I thought maybe I should set up on a role-playing server. Not to roleplay, I'm not a roleplay kind of person, but I thought maybe you get less arseholes on a role-playing server because they'll all be trying to take it seriously. But I don't know if role-playing servers exist anymore on World of Warcraft, or because the concept of a server kind of lost some meaning. They blurred the edges of communities there, so I don't know how those are and if they hold up at all. Or if I'd be able to stomach it, I might get in too deep and find actual people pretending to be gnomes and stuff. Some of the biggest are role, but what do they do with the like the community merging? Because as far as I know, like once upon a time in World of Warcraft, you joined a server and everyone you saw was on your server, and then they sharded them up, and then they made it so that you're going to start blending with groups of servers and you'll see other people from other ones and all the rest of it. And then they blurred the lines of the factions, right? So Horde and Alliance could be in the same guild and talk to each other and all of that kind of stuff. but I haven't followed it really to know what it's like at all at the moment. But a role-playing server, you'd want none of that really. So just with other roleplay servers, interesting. Still not as good as having it. I get there's advantages to it, right? Nice quick dungeon queues and all the rest of it, but for a roleplay server in particular, you want like a steady community, really, a familiar community, but not to be. That's just what World of Warcraft is now. Maybe I will do that at some point. No, fuck it. There's no time to do that. Don't be absurd. Don't be absurd. But maybe. Maybe. Oh yeah, of course, the other reason I haven't been playing games is I continue. In fact, I've probably even got it open right now. It's not ready to show though. I spend most of my time here. This is Unity. And here, that's Visual Studio Companion IDE to do the codey side of it. I spend lots and lots of time pissing around with the game that I'm trying to make. Dave Mack, I was thinking about you this afternoon as well. Unrelated to thinking about World of Warcraft, I thought today, I haven't seen Dave Mack for ages. I haven't actually offended him by talking about the gardening. Dave, I hope you're well. I was going to chase up and find out where you were, and then I forgot you existed again just for the afternoon because I get very quickly and easily distracted and forget where I am. But that's a true story. Just this afternoon, I was thinking, oh, where's Dave Mack? He is, Tom. And actually, it's 8:45, so he's still got 12 minutes before he goes to bed. Been busy in the gardens, that's fine. And he's all good. So, wine. You are correct. Well ascertained. What else? That's Unity. Oh, I shouldn't have left it up there. I'm revealing trade secrets. You can't see this stuff yet. Except if you do. This is very underwhelming, but I'm going to do it anyway so you can see what I've been playing with. Right? This is what I got so far. Oh, it's gonna launch what I've made. It might not. It's taken a while. It's going to be tiny because it's just this little window down here. Let's see if I can pop it out and make it. Right, it doesn't work, right? Isn't my guy? Ignore the lights, ignore the models. He runs around. He's a placeholder model. He can click to move, or he can WAS to move, or he can use a controller. He can roll, but it's not implemented yet. And I don't have any models for the enemies, but there they are. They take damage now, and it springs up. They've got a nice little combat text, and I've been making spells. Let's get all of them. Call little icicles that blow them up. It's a Vampire Survivors in part. It's not. This is only one part of it. I've got Call Little Lightning. That's going to go kapow, pow, pow, lightning, kapow. And I've got Fireballs. Pow. And you can't see all of the neat details here, but the way all of this... They're my only 3 spells so far. The way that the spell handling is done is where I've put most of my effort so far. It's really cool, actually, on the back end, and it'll make a lot of sense when I put more into it. No, they got health bars, they got damage, they got lightning, it chains around. Various things combo if you hit them at the same time, and you've seen too much. How do I put that back? Get back into Unity. Anyway, that can hide. What is this? It's not anything, Dave. It doesn't have a name. It's the game that I'm working on in my spare time. Boom. And I'll put that back. Reconfigure Unity in the background. That can stay there. Minimized. Yeah, lots of fun. So, what else? What's going on, like, news-wise this week? Is there anything to talk about? I know America had Thanksgiving, and that always slows down the gaming news, but we do have the Game Awards coming up. Making the game, yeah, Dave Mack, it's going to take years. Don't hold your breath or anything, but I'm learning and making things as I go. It's going to be a blend between like a Vampire Survivors kind of thing, a fantasy style kind of thing, and an Astronaut School kind of thing. That's my ambition for it. It's overly ambitious. It will take freaking ages, but it is very satisfying to just get little bits and pieces coming together. Not well done, because I haven't done it yet, but give me a few years and then I'll take the well done. But it feels like a much better use of my time than most things do. And I'm learning a lot as I go. Learning a lot. Oh, I use, though, to aid my learning, I chat to various AI things and get very mixed results out of them. They can be helpful or they can be terrible. Does anyone use various AI things for tasks in their working life? And do you have a preference on which one you use? Are some more effective than others? Because I've been playing around with different ones to see what they're good at. And the differences are more pronounced than I expected. As long as you're enjoying it and learning, get as ambitious as you want. Well, the reason why not, Tom, is that if you get too ambitious, then you never actually release anything. And there's a very real risk that I'm taking on way more than I'll ever be able to achieve and not actually get it pushed out. Really, the ideal for me, because I'm not very arty, and the stuff that I've skipped there, like not having the enemy models and stuff, I want to be able to make my own enemies and things, but there are definitely things about it that I will never be able to do well. So my idea would be to get all of my systems in place, which is my focus, get all of the magic stuff, all of the leveling up, all of that kind of stuff that's more logic based in place, and find some help with the more arty stuff. I want to understand and be able to do the arty stuff, but I know I won't be good at it. So in an ideal world, it won't just be me eventually, but you know, much to do before I get there. You use Claude Cloud. I've never used that one, but it gives mixed results as well. The mixed results are funny though, because I was talking to, I used Copilot for the floating health bars that I've got on there. I went to Copilot to see like what's kind of standard for floating health bars in terms of like efficient performance and stuff like that. And it talked me through a really overly complicated like 12-piece setup that didn't work at all. And as it was going through like collecting logs and trying to figure out why its own suggestion was terrible, it started to get close, and then the conversation ran out. I said, you can't talk to me about this anymore, it's all forgotten, you're gonna have to start again. And it was like, you led me down a rabbit hole of nothingness and you are not giving me a way out of it. Thanks, Copilot. So I gave Grok a little go at the same task to see how it compared, and its idea was way more simplistic. Didn't quite work either, but it gave me the direction that I needed to see how it should be done. But Grok's really like error prone in a more human way, in that it just spells things wrong in a way that you can't spell things wrong in code. It's like, oh shit, I didn't mean to call it that. Yes, no wonder it doesn't work. And it told me, like, it apologizes and tries to talk in way more human informal language. Like, it had a brain fart. It said, like, you don't get to talk to me like that. So it's good that it's not quite good enough to do things for me, but it is good enough to be a really effective kind of tutor and learning tool. And it is a really good learning tool. So it means that I absolutely have to understand everything that I'm doing, because the AI is not quite good enough to do it for me, which is fine. I don't want it to do it for me. But news this week: Xbox being outsold by their unknown family console during Black Friday retail. Yeah, I saw a little bit about that. I think PlayStation had a pretty good Black Friday, which I only know the UK details. I don't know what they sold for in the US, but in the UK they did have that kicking around for like 290 quid or something, which is good. And nice to see consoles going down in price in the way that they're supposed to. Switch 2 doesn't really count because it's new, so like I doubt they even had much of a Black Friday, but it would continue selling reasonably well because it's its first year. And Xbox did nothing for it as far as I could tell. No promotion, no price discount, no effort whatsoever, and got outsold by some random camera console thing that plays Fruit Ninja or something like that. Yeah. It was more meant for code. You like to give it smaller tasks once at a time. Yeah. Maybe I'll have a little look at that at some point, but it was quite fascinating to see how different their approaches were. Grok is probably a room full of poorly paid workers sworn to secrecy. That's the other really weird thing about it, Chronic, is it lies. It's so full of shit. I asked Grok a question about, it would have been about the combat text numbers, and it said that it had set it up. It had set up a test scene in Unity and tested it, and it was all fine. I'm like, what? What do you mean you set up a test scene in Unity? You can't do that. What are you talking about? And then it claimed later, I asked it a question, so the health bars and stuff that are on there, one of the reasons that I was using AI rather than just winging it myself is you've got things like object pooling and stuff like that that's for the sake of performance. So stuff that's like you need to know your way around before you know where the performance savings come in. And I ask for like what's standard, what do people do about this particular problem? And it had this object pooling for the damage numbers, and I asked it for the performance impact. If I go from like 30 pooled numbers to like 300 or whatever, how much is that going to hurt the performance of the game? And it told me that it had released loads of games that have like 300. It's not a problem. Grok, you haven't released loads of games. What are you talking about? You're a chatbot. You haven't released anything. Why are you lying to me? It's so weird. So I don't know whether to trust its answer, whether I'm going to hit massive performance problems if I try and run my game on an Xbox, or if it's giving me valid metrics. But Grok is a liar, just like his father. Yeah. Maybe I was talking to his father directly, I'm not sure. He'd say some racist shit. No, he didn't. Yeah. It was weird. You're thinking about testing how it would work if you use it in a TDD way. What? So you have an agent that prepares unit tests. Oh, okay. And another agent that generates code that tries to pass the automated test. Yeah, I'm going to get one of them to generate code and show it to the other one and have them pick each other apart. I'm not going to. Legitimately, they don't give me anything I can actually directly use, but like their attempts at building things kind of expose the capabilities of the engine, and then I can use it. So see you later, Dave Mac. Thanks for proving you're alive, just briefly. Yeah, about 12 minutes past, off to sleep. It's fair enough. So I don't know, I haven't got anything else. Shall we call it the end now and move on to playing some games? Very abruptly, like I don't know what I'm talking about or what I'm doing. So no. You have to give me something then. Have you found anything new to do in your mayhem and mounts and stuff? Am I actually done? Yeah, I've got nothing. Unless, let me have a little scroll up in case anybody else said anything about stuff going on. We've got... Wait, did you see Musk's robot that you posted? Looks like it was being controlled through VR. He's such a fraud. I didn't, Chronic. I can believe it. And let's see. Employ a mean to help me and keep him under the stairs. He can work remotely under his own stairs. Wait. So we had the Xbox thing, that's all. You used to use GitHub Copilot. GitHub's being a right dick. The GitHub desktop app just will not sync for me. So that's frustrating, but not interesting. So we'll move on from that. So Craig, you mentioned this before. You used Copilot because GPT sent you on a goose chase, but Copilot is GPT, right? Broadly. You haven't seen a fishman, yes? Yet. A nautilus. I don't know what those are, but... Yes. One of those. Are you seeking though, or are you just carrying on with what you were doing? Saw an article on X that Microsoft AI products are failing. Failing like they don't work, or failing like they're a financial black hole for them compared to other competitors. As in, So functionally, they're just falling behind. I saw something. Oh no, I've accidentally broken my code. I typed something with my elbow into my scripts. Save that and close that away. Don't want that. Oh, fuck. One just spawned in front of me. That's the end of that content then. So financially, I didn't think any of them were particularly doing anything to make money yet. I know they're all just burning money, aren't they? Do any of them actually get anything back? Uptake is slow compared to Google and Grok, and that surprises me because obviously they've got a massive advantage in terms of productivity suites and enterprise uptake, you would think. So you think in terms of like home users, Grok and Gemini would do far better, but you'd think where more money floats around in enterprise, you would expect Copilot to be shoved in people's faces enough. But Windows Central report. Everyone tells you, but GPT identified a heat control module as a mini and the cooling fan module, which made sense since the manufacturers used different names. It was wrong, and Copilot got it right. Ooh, good. You tamed it in your friends now. Now you sit together and reminisce about the good times while you wait for the next content batch, or is there other stuff to do? You don't really care or use AI. Fair. It's if you want to learn anything computery, it is very helpful. Bullying, I thought that was nice. It was like a pleasant scenario I just painted for you. Convenience at work. Connivance at work. Yeah. I never used it. Like when I was working in an office, it didn't even cross my mind to try and use it really, but it's just very useful for learning. Guys, I think I've said before, but if I'm coding something, it's really useful for me to use the AI in reverse. So it's kind of maybe says something about me. Like I do the robot part, I type the scripts, and then I feed them back to the AI and say, can you read this like a human? Can you tell me what this does in the way that a person would talk? So we're backwards. I'm the robot, and the AI turns it into human language for me. And it's helpful like that. You're only allowed to use Copilot at work because it's inside office, not that anyone follows that rule. Tell them how learning code is easy. It's not. I mean, like for years I had a massive blocker on how to walk the bridge between learning what code is and actually having a practical application for it and being able to make the jump from like understanding some of the theory to actually being able to use it. So yeah, I find the fact that I have a particular project and I'm doing this stuff in Unity has solved that problem for me and moved me across to being able to learn more practical application. But writing good code is hard. Yeah, probably. I don't know. My code's probably not good. It's solid. It works well. I'm happy with it. Oh, my spells are so damn cool. Like, so damn cool. But I'll get a bit further before I share those. So damn cool. Really excited for it. I'll apply in loads of different ways as well. Anyway. Have I got anything else? Have you got anything else? Is there anything else to talk about? I don't want to... What do you mean, wait? I've got the questions, obviously. We'll do those in a sec. But I've been told to wait, which means maybe we're not ready for the questions. I don't know. Everyone asks 5 questions. No, you don't need to do that. It is, though, the usual format. Stick things in the question box and we'll look at them. We'll address them. We'll read them. I'll get very upset if you put, like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie, or does pineapple go on pizza, or some bollocks like that. I won't be polite. But pretty much anything else, have at it. Stick it in there. You have a cinnamon candle. Don't eat it all at once. What is the statue? I thought it had been kind of half revealed to be a new Divinity game, but I haven't followed it closely to look up why those guesses are taking place, and if that fella from Larian has given it away, or what evidence there is. Statue has been revealed, basically. Has it, Luke? Is it the Divinity one, or am I missing something there? It is Divinity. Okay, that's cool. I never finished Original Sin 2. I really loved the first one. It was great. Brilliant games. Just like Baldur's Gate 3 is brilliant, but the first one in particular had a mechanic for co-op play where you essentially rolled against whoever you were playing with. So you'd both, if there were two of you, you'd both have input into all of the decisions in the game, all of the conversations and stuff. And you'd roll against each other in a proper like Dungeons and Dragons way. So you've got your base stats and your roll and whatever you're good at. And whichever of your characters won would kind of win out in the argument between the two characters and push the story forward in that direction. And it was neat, and I don't think the second game had it, and Baldur's Gate 3 didn't have it. Bit of a reboot or a refresh based on the trademark rather than Original Sin 3. And that's because Divinity went way beyond like Original Sin, right? There was like a Dragon Commander and a plain Divinity that wasn't Original Sin, like many other Divinity games before this. But it's not like I don't think the world necessarily carries a lot of weight. I haven't played the old one, so it's not fair for me to say that, right? I played Divinity Original Sin, and I played probably like 60 hours of Original Sin 2, but didn't finish it. But the line of separation between like that and Baldur's Gate, I couldn't draw. Like they're pretty much a Dungeons and Dragons world as far as I can tell. So never played a Divinity game. Have you played Baldur's Gate 3 though? The Divinity Original Sin games were like really good. Really good. And I think they, at least the second one, reviewed as heavily as Baldur's Gate 3 as well, pretty much. So really high scored games. Played Act 1 and then dropped it. So the Original Sin games are... Baldur's Gate is very close to tabletop in terms of its numbers and feel. I don't play tabletop, but it feels quite harsh, and I think the Divinity games are slightly more video gamified, if that makes sense. Obviously they're all video games, but they're slightly more smoothed than Baldur's Gate 3 is. It's good. If you don't like that whole concept of turn-based stuff and tactics games though, then it's not gonna do anything for you. Oh, I need to play that. I said tactics and it reminded me of that Marvel game that I haven't played. I played it like once, the card one, you know, the Fire Axis one that's supposed to actually be really good. I played it for like an hour. Anyway, doesn't matter. Turn-based isn't your jam. Yeah, don't touch Divinity then, at least Original Sin. I think the some of the other ones might not have been turn-based, but they're old and crusty. Your left field take on the statue, the vampire game from the ex-CDPR devs. I don't think they'll have a statue. I know the game that you mean, because it looked like a Witcher game, but with someone on like a gothic rooftop, didn't it? It's a 2026 title. Thing with the statue is the stuff that was on it. The reason that it was difficult to guess was there was a lot of generic shit on it. So, like there was a bear and a snake and some zombies, right, or undead. So that fits Divinity. But it equally well could be like a Baldur's Gate expansion. That's what I mean by not being able to draw the line between them. That's very similar stuff. Has it been confirmed? Tom, the stuff that I saw pretty much suggested yes. Because I think the... fuck knows. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just say yes. There you go. There was a symbol, a sign, a thing. Identical. Identical it was. So. Well, that was like a fun little piece of marketing, I guess. Certainly got people talking. Why were you late? What, to guess what the statue was? Because I don't follow it that closely. Post more cat pictures. Okay, maybe. Maybe. What else have we got? I don't got nothing. So we can move on to the questions and then move on to some Dark Souls 3. They cancelled lift. What, the gym? Oh well. That's disappointing. You enjoy a surprise. Well, you can't have surprises. That's not how the industry works anymore. There might still be some, right? Oh well. Did I say that? I probably did. Yeah, a new Divinity game would be good. It'll be like a good 100 hours though, probably. Alright, calm yourself down. You go to bed. And we'll move on to the questions. So, I'm thrown by the insult. So, let's do Replicant. Is this Isla's favourite show? No, she's a liar. That's good. 3 predictions for the Game Awards. Right, I don't have any predictions for the Game Awards. There's the statue, but we've already done that. Yeah. What else is expected? Who's Jeff Keighley friends with? It's too late. I read ahead. It happened. Yeah. So, I don't know. Other people shout out your predictions if you've got them. Divinity with an early access shadow drop. I mean, they do like early access. They ran Baldur's Gate in early access for like a year, so it's not impossible, but it would be very early because Baldur's Gate. Like, I hope it's not ready for early access. That's too soon. And their games are too big, so, you know. It's a weird thing to say, but I think it'll take longer than that. We'll see. I mean, obviously, if they've got a big statue, they've got something to show, haven't they? If it is out in early access, though, Replicant, I won't play it. I will stick fast and stubborn to my rules of trying not to play early access games, so I'll wait until it is released and play it then. I think they're a big team. Yeah, they are a big team, but it's it would imply a lot of like building on what they already had, which is no bad thing. The engine that they used for Baldur's Gate 3 was obviously good in most ways, so maybe there is something ready to go. Anybody got any bold? See, I'm not a predictions guy. I've never really been a predictions person. And I'm definitely not one to shout things, throw them at the wall, and then quote tweet myself saying, look, I said a thing that turned out to be true. I've said plenty of things that turned out to be true, but I'm not that sort of dickhead. I'm a different sort of dickhead. A worse sort of dickhead. Let's do... What do I want to have? I really don't care. I am, because I really don't care. Like the Game Awards, I'm not waiting for anything to play. Like, there's games in the pipeline that I want to play, and there's games already out that I want to play. And I don't need more stacking up. So time doesn't stop and wait for me. So things are going to be announced and there will be more to play, but I don't know, you know, I'm going to start World of Warcraft, don't I? So when am I going to get around to these other games? Max Payne 1 and 2 remake. This is wishlist stuff, yeah. And obviously, I mean, this is a rare turn of events that you haven't said Half-Life 3. That you've managed to step aside and think of something else just for a brief moment, but... Yeah, don't Don't know. I want to play Dark Souls now, so let's wrap up. Half-Life 3 guaranteed. I still would rather that had its own thing, you know. But it could be there. It's obviously had some pretty strong rumours recently. You think it's next year at this point, as in the announcement or the release or the both? Portal 3 would definitely upset some people that are desperately waiting for Half-Life 3, but... Control 2, so there was that Control other name thing, right? Convergence, or not Convergence, that's not it at all. That's some other name though. Of a Control project that we know is coming. Control 2 and Half-Life 3 would be pimping. What other HL games are there that I can bring up every time someone says like, Half-Life 3? Like we've got all of the AC games, the Assetto Courses and Ace Combats and Animal Crossings and all the rest of it. What else have we got for HL? Hogwarts Legacy 3, but I don't know. We're not there. I don't like Hogwarts Legacy. Jeff has ties with Valve, but it's probably 100% Hopium. Valve, yeah, you know, they do. They do. A Steam Machine price announcement. Got to happen at some point, I suppose. Presumably as late in the day as possible, though, what with the exploding prices of everything and the volatility in hardware. But anyway, yeah, I have run out of things to say. So, let's finish up. I'm going to go and eat some more food. I'm probably going to do some of the character creation on Dark Souls before I start that stream, because pushing sliders to raise and lower eyebrows is a bit of a tedious watch. I'll try and get some of that out of the way. Didn't do the last questions. Oh wait, put out whatever questions there are. Did that other show get cancelled because I asked the AI Shog married Krill question? What other show? Oh, you asked that on the round table, right? Yes, it did. That is a thing that happened. Chronic. When do we think the next Tomb Raider game comes out, and will it deliver? So that's one that's strongly rumored to be in. Well, strongly rumored. I think it's confirmed to be announced at the Game Awards, right? And will it deliver? See, I don't need a new Tomb Raider game because I really liked the previous trilogy. Will this one deliver? Don't know, really. Who's making it? Because Eidos are not what they were. I don't know what's happened with like ownership of the IP and the ownership of the studios that made the previous games that I actually liked. So again, I'm not following things that closely. I shouldn't talk about these stuff on the YouTube and the Twitch. I should just play games. Tomb Raider is probably next year. They've had a while to play with it. Crystal Dynamics. Oh, okay. Okay. Crystal Dynamics have been through some shit though, haven't they? So what with the whole Microsoft Perfect Dark thing and the layoffs that followed it, hopefully they've got good quality team working on it. Amazon can afford to keep some people employed, right? Maybe, hopefully. So in that case, if it is Crystal Dynamics for real, and they are even a shadow of their former selves, then I'm looking forward to it. What are they doing though? Are they rebooting it? Because it was already theirs, right? They'd already done wonderful work. I'm not sure. I think the Tomb Raider reboot, the first game of that series, I think was 2013. So really, that's a lot of years. But it's from a time period where I think actually if I were to play that right now, it would still hold up pretty well. And if Amazon are publishing it, then my fear for the series is that they'll be rebooting it specifically to tie in with TV and or movies. I'm less keen on that. Like, just focus on the game. You had something good, keep it good. But well, it's whatever, you know. I like Especially, actually, of that trilogy, the first one was the best of the three as well. And they did some phenomenal work turning Lara Croft into an actual interesting character for the duration of that game. Second and third one were good as well, but it didn't hit in quite the same way as the first one, because she was more of an action hero in those games rather than the journey to get there. But yeah, I'd quite like to play those three again, actually. Sod the new one. You miss games of movies. They used to be awesome. They were consistently terrible, Chronic. But nostalgia and that, you know, now that they're gone, maybe we can look at them with more fondness. But historically, movie tie-in games were terrible, and it was explained away as being like timeline based. You had to make a game in the span of time it takes to make a movie, and you had to have it released then, or you'd miss the wave, so they were unfinished and short and choppy and bollocks. But Star Wars Jedi was godly. Star Wars Jedi's Star Wars though, that's not a movie game. I thought you meant like Avatar's little game that came out on the Xbox with the achievement points, or I don't know, you know, historically, and you're going back a fair way now, like 15-20 years, they had a hell of a reputation, did the movie games. Episode 13's here. We definitely have to finish now. It is the end. It is actually the end of episode 13. It's not because you've just arrived. So good to see you. Hope you're still enjoying your... Okay, GoldenEye was the exception, right? GoldenEye was a phenomenal game that tied in with the movie, but it didn't release that close to the movie. That's how they got away with it. Anyway, that is the end. So now I'm going to disappear for a bit. I'll probably be back at like 10ish to get on with some Dark Souls on the other channel. Yeah, that's the plan. So thanks everyone for coming to another one of these. Tomorrow probably doesn't have anything, but Thursday we'll have the VR, maybe some Pancake afterwards, but definitely some VR. Definitely. What's a stupid thing to say? It's not definitely VR, but it's hopefully VR. We'll try. And then Friday we'll have the community games, which we'll try and organise on the Discord forum properly, because there are a couple of choices and it would be good to know who's available so that we can pick the right ones and make it work and make it more fun than Human Fall Flat. For now though, that is the end. So thanks everyone. I'll see you in Discord. Oh, James.